Today I'm going to go check out a city that is located on the motor road, Route 66. I know they got several good, a couple museums, and there's a good photo op that I heard about, so I'm going to go check that out. But first, of course, before hitting the road, I want to get something to eat. I do like a good breakfast burrito. So I have made it to the photo op place, and you'll see right now we're this one is killing me. Okay, so to go to Gearhead Curios and Cars on the Route. Thankfully, both owners were there on either location, so they gave us pretty good stories. So it's not just me talking through this whole video, but it's a great tour. And you know, if you want to learn a little bit more about Route 66, and if you come down to Galena, Kansas, and you want to know what there is to see, definitely watch this. They also did mention to go check out that Rainbow Bridge, which is a little bit, I think, like 2 minutes further down. So I'm gonna go see if I can find that and just get a quick video and see what we're looking at. Look at that. Yep, there it is. Gearhead Curios. It used to be an old Texaco gas station. And then we still have Betty Boop. And some of the original gas pumps. It's pretty cool. And they got the original, one of the original Hudsons. Yep, it says right there. Which of course, as we know, as Doc Hudson Cars. It's located right out here. Alright, so we are now inside, and let me make it wider, so it is like a nice cute little museum. I like it when places keep like the original, like you can see like the old brick and stuff like that, you know, not when they're trying to renovate and make everything. I mean, it's nice to have things up to date, but it definitely adds to it when you get to keep original stuff. Oh, and there's some clothing. Look at all that. This is one of the spots you would want to come and check, because it definitely has like souvenirs. You got all these cool stuff. Memorabilia? Is that the right term? Sorry, I always mispronounce words sometimes. So you can definitely find a lot of memorabilia here. And then there's what? Oh, look at this. This is lamps. Kind of creeped me out a bit. Hold on. For sure that's Chucky. Chucky and I don't know. Goldilocks. Well, I was like, I don't know, but it says it right there. Goldilocks. They're lamps. Interesting. These are actual lamps. You can get a Goldilocks head, or you can get the Chucky head. Kind of creepy. I think this would be good for like a haunted house, or if you just like horror-ish. Like, it's intriguing. It's intriguing. So there is a lot more memorabilia, but the owner did mention to me that I have to check out the bathroom, which I have heard the bathroom is pretty cool. I don't know what's in it. Let's go check it out. So, okay, I'm gonna have a quick tour, so let me show you. All right, go ahead.
All right, so when I got to the place, 2018, had to pull the roof off, brought it down to the walls, brought it back to life. So every license plate you see up there has been gifted to us.
Ooh.
So if you got an old tag, you want to bring it back or mail it to me, we'll hang it on the ceiling.
Okay.
And then this was boarded up, and back here was literally outside. My dad made me a barn door style sliding door. So I had to fabricate a latch just so I could have a key, which is a 1/2-inch nut driver, just so I could put the key on a hubcap, an AMC Ambassador hubcap, because when I was a kid, if you went to a gas station, they would hand you this giant hubcap to go use the restroom. So, follow me.
All right. Oh, this is like a nice area. Oh, dang. That is fancy.
So I wanted a pink restroom. That's a 1952 pink toilet. Pink and white checkerboard floor.
Oh, yeah.
On the wall here, I heated and bent wrenches for hooks for your purse, your jacket, whatever. This is recycled pallet wood, diamond plate aluminum, a C-clamp and wrenches for my toilet paper. Model A Ford hood sides is my divider, so 1934 hood sides. That's the urinal. This is so you know where to stand.
Nice.
And then if you make flushing fun,
It actually,
that's your flush. It's the gas pedal. And I have merchandise, hat pins, keychains, postcards, magnets, and t-shirts. The t-shirt says, I hit the funnel. This is for the ladies.
Okay.
So the ladies can hit the funnel.
So you provide it.
And then once you hit the funnel, you get to honk the horn. You receive a round of applause. You get your picture with the hubcap. And on Facebook it says, I hit the funnel at Gearhead Curios.
So you can do.
Oil drain basin with a brass gas pump nozzle is my sink.
Oh, dang, you did that?
Heated and bent more wrenches to hold everything. Foaming hand soap and an oil can.
Oh.
1958 Ford radiator. 59 Ford valve cover. 62 Oldsmobile Starfire air cleaner cover. Then along the wall here are swag lights or 1930s headlights. And then we were gifted this in February, the continuous roll towel dispenser.
Okay, so you don't actually rip it off, it just...
Nope, it's it. And then
It's
you have this
going.
dirty roll. I'm actually working on, I was just answering an email for cloth ones. And you would wash it and then
Just redo it.
Re-roll it. And it's 37 yards long.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. So I'm going to buy a couple rolls and we can just wash them. And that's how it was when I was a kid. That's a childhood memory right there.
Right there. I don't think I've seen anything like that yet, but I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And then the last thing I've got right here, I need to finish up. My dad and my brother took a Model T truck tailgate, and they fabbed up like about this much, like a truck bed, and put tabs on it to hang on the wall. And then my mom made a pad for a baby changing station. So you'll drop this old tailgate, put baby on there, and change his diaper.
That's kind of cool. That is like, that's insane. That's cool. This is all just cars and stuff. And you did mention the story. You said people had like even get married here.
So I've had 2 travel shows and 2 newscasts done in here, and then I had a wedding. So I had this crazy idea of a wedding, and the guy and his fiance said, "Hey, we want to do it."
Yeah.
So we had him sitting there like he's reading the paper, and then we did a live stream. So she comes in, my daughter's filming, and she comes in like, "Do you have a restroom?" I go, "Yeah, it's in the back." And she comes in here and she opens up the door. He's right there. She's like this, and she's like, "You gotta do what you gotta do." And she comes over here, and she stood like this, right? So then I followed her in. And I said, "Hey, since you guys are here, do you want to get married?" And they're like, "Yeah." So she's here. I'm like, "Christina, do you take Jay?" And she leans. She goes, "He likes what he sees. I do." I said, "Jay, do you take Christina?" And he drops the paper. He goes, "Oh, I like what I see. I do." Right? So then, and like, I don't know if it's just Catholic or all weddings, but you have the unity candle, and you both light your individual candles. It's the 2 becoming 1.
Yeah.
So they come over here and they washed each other's hands and then exchange rings. And then you can kiss the bride right here in front of the seat. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's crazy. Is that the only one you guys had, like wedding wise, so far?
So far, 1 wedding. So
you hoping for more?
If you know somebody, you know.
Not yet.
But yeah, I just think it'd be. I mean, if you can spend
This is
$40,000 and end up divorced, or you get exchange your wedding bowels, you know.
I mean, if it's like a nice memory, it doesn't really matter where. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
And it's one of a kind again.
Exactly.
This is
You know,
cool.
I'm like, "Oh, you guys got married. Was it romantic?" "Oh yeah, very romantic."
We watch each other go to the bathroom.
It was in a pink bathroom on Route 66.
This is cool. Is there anything newer besides the changing station that you guys are planning on adding?
Well, just trinkets, just little things. You know, as people gift us stuff, like a lot of this stuff here has all been gifted. So I've got some more badges and things I need to put up. It seems like you're always getting something, and I try to get it displayed.
That is cool. Everyone gets to add like their own little touch to it.
Yeah. You know, like we got the license plates on the ceiling. I got one today that I
Really?
need to log, and I'll get it mounted in the room over here.
I saw those lamps out there, the Chucky head, and did you make that?
I did.
I was like, that's kind of creepy, but cool looking.
So my kids call it lamp therapy. I would go lock myself in my shop, and I'd come back out and I'd plug something. I'm like, "Look, I made a lamp." I look at you either drink or you've got a creative outlet. So
Yeah.
you know.
No, that is true.
Yep. And then our fireplace in there is a 1933 Chevy that my dad and I cut out of the woods.
Like that. That's an old.
And you're also, while you're in here,
Yes.
you breathe better.
No, I was struggling, but I mean, sure you meant something else. Oh.
Filtered air. So those are car air filters.
Nice. Love it. Did you make that too?
I did.
That's pretty cool. And then what was the fireplace you were
It's
mentioning?
over here.
Oh, those
That
old.
is a 1933 Chevy that my dad and I cut out of the woods, and I turned it into a fireplace.
That's pretty cool.
And then the driver's door for it is the door on the sidewalk out there that says open.
The door, is that what was out?
Outside there, that's the driver's door for that car.
Right there where it says open. Cool.
Well, like on our soap display here, it's an old candy rack, and then the soaps are in old hubcaps,
I can't.
which makes it unique.
It does. It really does. There's a lot of good history in that building. The owner, Aaron, he can tell you great stories, which he told us about the wedding in the bathroom and stuff like that, and how he commissioned most of these arts out here, and how he decorated it to fit, of course, the theme and everything. But it's a really cool spot. Definitely come out. I spent maybe another hour just talking to him off the camera because there's a lot of stories, good details, great time. I mean, it was a good experience. I liked it. This place used to be the Canotex gas station. So far these two museums have been part of the back then gas stations. Look at that.
How are you?
Okay, I guess we're gonna get a quick tour and get out of the wind because can't hear squat.
Everybody, I can tell you a story about why we're here if you'd like to hear it. So, this big old rusty boom truck that is parked closest to the building is the inspiration for Tow Mater in the movie Cars. Michael Wallace, who's the voice of the sheriff, was called by John Lasseter and said, "Hey, would you like to take my Pixar animators down 66 and show them what 66 is about?" Michael said, "Sure." Michael was the gentleman that wrote the book The Mother Road, so we call him the guru of 66. We call the Mother Road the Bible of 66. So he met 6 Cadillacs in Chicago, and they traveled from Chicago to California, checking out Route 66. When they got to Kansas, down here where we got Luigi and the sheriff's car, they stopped there and they walked up our main street. Of course, all that wasn't there was an empty building. Oops, that's okay. We just been building on, adding to it. This book is called The Art of Cars by Michael Wallace. So since he showed the Pixar animators what it was about, he got to write the inspiration book. And right here in the front, it shows Joe Raft, head of story for Monsters Inc., Toy Story, and Cars, looking at our old boom truck parked against this brick building next to us with a tree growing up through it. So we call it a boom truck because, well, it's a long boom, but also our town is called Galena, and that was a form of lead, and so we were a lead mining town. Back in the day, we were 30,000 people strong. Right now, we're only like 2,800 people. So this shows him looking at the truck. Michael came up next to him and said, "Boy, that truck's got character, doesn't it, Joe?" And he said, "It sure does." So that inspired him to make Tow Mater. Now, unfortunately, Joe died before the movie came out in a car wreck in California. So they dedicated Cars 1 to him, and he also wanted to be the voice of the red fire truck. So if you notice in the movie Cars, if you've seen it, Red never talks, he's always quiet. They kept him silent for Joe, which I thought was very awesome. Check out this guy's feet right here. Can you guys see this? You can come up. I don't bite very hard anyway. So this is Dean Walker. Dean is double jointed at the knee, so he can turn his feet completely backwards. Here's a better shot of it. So Michael knew Dean because Dean was the president of our Kansas Historic Route 66 Association. He told Dean, he said, "Dean, meet us on the Rainbow Bridge and show these people what you can do." The Rainbow Bridge is the only marsh arch bridge on Route 66. So Dean met him there and he said, look what I could do. And Dean is really that goofy, I promise you. So not only is Dean the reason why Mater drives better backwards than he does forward, but he's one of the inspirations for Mater being so goofy. Now the building across the street, that green building, it used to be a White Rose gas station back in the day. On the north wall of that building, there's what we call ghost writing, and this is it right here. All that is faded advertisement on the side of the building that's advertising something down the road. This is what it inspired in the movie Cars. So the shape of the building and the way the ghost writing is, this is that Welcome to Radiator Springs, a happy place. It's also where Mater is telling Lightning that he owes him attorney fees, like $32,000 to be exact. This building right above this is our building. Because when Pixar's crew came through, this picture that's right above this hole here, that's what our building looked like. It was falling apart, dilapidated. And so they wanted to show how buildings were falling apart, cities were becoming ghost towns, businesses were shutting down because they put the interstate in. And also we're home of Mater, so we got a little bit of credit there. The building on the end, that's a picture of our building in the late 30s, early 40s. Used to be a Coltech station. It was called the Little Service Station, and a friend of mine gave me that picture, and that's what we tried to restore our building as. It was 4 women that started the business in '07. It was the gentleman's mother and wife who owned this building. I worked for the gentleman, and then my sister. We were called 4 Women on the Route. In 2012, Miss Betty, the mother, passed away. Mr. Courtney and his wife divorced, so I ended up with their shares. My sister got lazy and retired, so I ended up with her share. I was a civil servant, so I couldn't keep it going by myself, so a friend of mine offered to invest. All he asked is that we change it from 4 Women on the Route to Cars on the Route, because all of his partners were men, and I teased him and said, oh, you don't want to wear pink or what? So we did change it, and so we kept going pretty strong until, of course, COVID hit. Then I no longer had volunteers that wanted to come in. A city councilwoman took over, and she found out she had cancer in 23. So it was the place was kind of open sparingly. 24, she passed away, and me and my husband retired from our jobs, and our children kicked us down here and said, get it open, and so that's what we're doing. He cooks, and I get to tell stories, so.
All right.
If y'all would sign our guest book, I'd greatly appreciate it. And if I didn't give you one of our rack cards, take our rack cards. On the back, it's got my name on it, so if you're traveling or you just have questions, my phone number's on there, you give me a
The
call.
one closest to the building is the one that inspired Mater. And then, of course, this is how they made Mater look. And there's a lot to see. Which I think they said the Rainbow Bridge is coming down this main one. So you can see there's where you will see Gearhead Curios. So I think I finally found it. So it was a little bit further away from Galena, maybe like six or so minutes, but I think I might have gone the wrong way. No, okay. So I'm about to pass it, so let me turn it around. That is the Rainbow Bridge. So we're still following the Route 66, so, you know, still going on the Mother Road, so I'm going to go ahead and try to see if I can get on here real quick. Even these back roads, they still have the I guess it's like a one-way. Well, that was my trip to Galena, Kansas, another city located on the Mother Road. So for anybody wanting to do something on Route 66 or